Hello, and this is Mrs. Allison Cunningham, and you guys know the Mrs. stands for Mind Restoration Specialist. And it was really on my heart to talk about intentional. And so I got seven things that keep us from being intentional. And this is if you've already overcome fear, you already overcame your distractions, and this is you already overcame procrastination. So, what's keeping you from still being intentional? We're going to talk about it right now. So let's go. So number one is just not being realistic. We have to be realistic. When you see the vision, you see it at the end. You see it completed. You see it done. And so when you see it as it is, whatever it is it your business, if it's your weight loss, whatever you're starting, it's small progress. It's not that big progress that you originally saw. And that can be so discouraging. It can be so like, but this is not what and so you got to be realistic. Everybody starts somewhere. You always start from the bottom and you work your way up. So just be realistic. Number two, be aware if you're impatient. Um, some people are just not understanding that growth takes time. And so be aware, am I being impatient with myself? Am I being impatient with my weight loss, with my business, with my family, with my children? Be aware of it. And so when you are aware of it, then you can say, everything takes practice. Everything takes time. I'm going to be patient with myself. I'm going to give this some time. So number two, be aware of that. Number three, understand that when you are waiting, that's your off season. And so what I'm thinking about when I say that is your basketball or your football, any kind of sports. That's what I'm talking about. And in off season, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to work on the skill. You're supposed to be practicing. And so don't sit and wait and think, and don't be like in that fantasy mode. When it's my time, I will. Because the Bible talks about a couple of things. It said, consider the ant. The ant is so wise. It doesn't wait till winter and say, man, I wish I had something to eat. But it actually, all summer, that ant is collecting food. And if we also look at another Bible verse, this was a parable in Matthew chapter 25, and it's at verse 10, it talks about how there were these 10 virgins and 5 had oil and 5 didn't. And so that leads me to my next point of being prepared. And so one was be realistic. 2 is be aware if you're impatient. 3 was waiting is your off season. So that means work. Any athlete, they're working it out. They're not sitting on their saying, oh, I wish I could play ball now. But they're practicing. They getting a shot right. And so that's what you should be doing too. And then number 4 is that being prepared. And so get ready. The opportunity, if you speak to anybody over the age of 60, they will tell you it always comes. The opportunity that you're looking for, that you're waiting for, will always come. And you'd be like, well, I don't even see this happening. How do you know that? Because it doesn't fail. God put it in your heart. It is going to happen. And so, do you want your opportunity to come and you're not ready? Do you really want to take that chance of missing it because you sat on your hands and said, well, because I can't do anything, I'm not going to do anything? But that leads me to my next point, which is don't wait for the money. Don't wait for the whatever material item that you think you need. As long as you have a pencil, this is my daughter's pencil, but as long as you have something to write with, you can get started. The Bible talks about in Habakkuk 2, write the vision and make it plain. So I think anybody who can read and write, you have what you need. Get started there. And so 1, be realistic. 2, be aware if you're impatient. 3, waiting is your off season. That means 4, get prepared, get your skill up. 5 is don't wait on the stuff. Don't wait on the money. Write it down. Put your faith, build your faith in it. And then so 6 is simply get a firm biblical foundation. So I believe I'm purpose driven because I was created with purpose. I wasn't just a molecule or an atom, but I was designed and created and destined, and so are you. And so if you believe that, then there are some biblical truths that you can access. And so when you're able to stand on these biblical truths, it gives you to number 7, and I'm done. It gives you a anchor, and you get anchored. And so when waves come and when different things happen, I still believe, I'm still anchored. And so those are the things that if you are in mindset of, you can stay and be intentional. So, this is, you overcame fear, you overcame distractions, you overcame procrastination, but why am I still not intentional? Because we got to get anchored. You got to get to that place where you know that I'm going to do this, I'm going to accomplish this, and I know I can do this because it's not me, but it's him in me. And so just a couple biblical verses to get you guys started. If you look up 2 Timothy 2:3, it talks about, Paul is talking about the farmer, he's talking about the athlete, and he's talking about the soldier. And all three of those people, they have to be disciplined. And so intentional really equals to you being disciplined. And so that's my prayer for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this. Tips with Allison, 7 hindrances to being intentional. So Father God, I pray that we will grow in our discipline so we can be intentional and living our life out for you, pouring our life out for you, and walking in purpose and destiny. I hope you guys enjoy. Until next time, be blessed.